To you to talk about the guys that you selected. Just a few words about the first one.
Jonas Brodin is an elite skating defenseman, a really good puck moving ability, and really thinks the game well. He played in Färjestad on the championship team in the Swedish Elite League and played regularly for most of the year. So it's a huge step for a young player, and obviously his composure and sense and just the natural ability to play the game. He played well. So I was over there watching in the championship series against Adam Larsson's and these players, and he really played well. And then he joined the under-18 team with Sweden partway through the tournament, and really helped them out and got them to the next level, got them to the final game. So he's a terrific skater and terrific mind for the game. So.
Did he skyrocket this year? As the year went on,
I think in some ratings, but I think most teams were pretty aware. I think it's some of the ratings don't get to see him play regularly because he's playing with men. He doesn't get all the first power play ice time, so you see his statistics. But when you get to see him play with his peers, you understand what he is, and he's obviously a high quality prospect.
Is the fact that he's played against men put him ahead of maybe some of the guys playing in Canada and North America?
Well, I think it's easy to recognize his hockey sense and his ability to make quick decisions. He's a young player playing with men and a high level, and he's got very good composure, and he just reads the play and moves the puck and gets it going out of his own end really well, even at the pro level and against men. So I think it's easier for him to make the transition to the North American pro game just because of his experience already. So.
But that kid that I think went right after him, that Duncan Siemens.
Yeah.
That kid had a lot of attractive qualities. Was this just your guy? Was that a tough call, or did you want?
We had a number of players there. We had kind of penciled for our first pick, and we actually had Jonas a little higher, but Siemens is a totally different type of defenseman. Obviously, he's a big physical kid, and a tough kid. So for what we thought we need in mobility and skill on the back end, it was an easy choice for us.
He's a couple of years away, probably.
You know what? He thinks the game so well. I'm not going to put any limits on that. We'll talk to his people. Obviously, he's got to get physically stronger and put on weight. But when we asked him, he thinks he needs one more year over there, and then he's ready to come over. So we're not going to put any limits on that.
Phillips obviously looks like, he knows where the net is.
Yeah, Zack is obviously, it's a coincidence, but he was on the Canadian Junior Championships and Memorial Cup champion, St. John Sea Dogs, and he was a big offensive part of that. So he's a very smart, heady player. He's got good hands. He's always in the right spot and has a real nose for the net. So he's a competitive guy, and he really stepped up in big games, and obviously that's what we're looking for. So
he said he's not real happy with his skating. He's just an average skater. Is that something you think he can obviously fix, improve?
Yeah, for sure. Like you look at his. We look at obviously his head and his skill and his competitiveness, and he's not a big framed kid, as you can see when you interviewed him. He's going to get stronger, and he's going to have to work on that, and he's aware of that. So he's got some work to do ahead of him, but we're convinced he's willing to do that, and look forward to seeing him. And we're confident skating can get to the next level.
Is the fact that he centered that line with Huberdeau, they're both natural centers, but he was the guy they picked to put in the middle, was that an impressive quality in your eyes?
Oh, I think so. Obviously, those are two. Obviously, Huberdeau's a special offensive player, and you look at the chemistry they had. They're very dynamic, and obviously for young players, you look at that team that won the Memorial Cup. A lot of their players are draft eligible right now, so it was very impressive that way. And both those kids really stepped up in the big games, and they have a real cohesion between the two, that's for sure.
Did those extra views that you had in the Memorial Cup, did that sell you on Zack even more?
He was actually injured during the playoffs, to be honest with you. So he was playing injured in the Memorial Cup, and he missed part of the Gatineau series, the finals of the Quebec League. But he showed a lot of character and fighting through the injury and just playing, and obviously he won. So it's a credit to him.
Did scoring come for Jonas, or is this part of the development?
Yeah, I think, like I said, he's a young guy, and the way it works in Sweden is the young guys have to earn their time and power play time. And but I was there in the playoffs. He scored the winning goal one game, I believe, and went off the crossbar. So you watch his feet, his vision, and his skill, and we're confident his offensive game can come. When he plays with the under-18 team, he plays so many minutes that he's kind of relied on. He has to play a little bit conservative just to. He doesn't have the legs, unfortunately, to keep going that many minutes. So.
What do you remember about Charlie?
Charlie Coyle is obviously it's a terrific pick by them the year before. He came out of Eastern Junior League out in Boston, so it's a bit of a jump. But he really had a big year, first year at Boston University, and the World Junior team. He played very well. He's a big, strong kid off the ice. He's already physically pretty mature. He's strong. He plays in the hard areas, goes to the net. He's got good hands in traffic and make little plays. But he's a competitive guy in the power forward frame, and obviously we're very excited to get him. And obviously, it's a big piece of the puzzle here.